Larry Fink just said that he's advising nations on buying Bitcoin. Let's talk about that. We also have the CEO of Circle saying that he expects a repeal of SAB 121 and executive orders. He said that today. We also have a big win in court for crypto. And someone rightfully pointing out just a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, Solana was considered an illegal security offered by the SEC. This weekend, the president launched a meme coin on Solana. The change in DC is not even remotely priced in. Things are changing very quickly. A lot of people thinking a strategic Bitcoin reserve might be in the works, maybe in the next few days. Maybe some executive orders announced today. Let's talk about all this. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one. If you want to trade crypto, there are a couple links underneath the video. One is to Weeks. You can sign up in just a few minutes, and they have some awesome giveaways going all the time when you use the link and start funding your account. You can trade all different kinds of assets without KYC. There's also a link underneath the video to Blowfin and to BTCC in case you want to try out those exchanges. They also have some bonuses, like on Blowfin, you can get free Trump tokens or free Bitcoin. You just need to follow their terms and conditions to get spins. And on BTCC, you also get a 10% deposit bonus. If you want to kind of know what I'm doing, if you want exclusive videos, we made 5 or 6 exclusive videos in the last week and a half over on our Patreon. This is filling up fast. There are only a couple spots left. 13. Actually, let me reload this. It might be even less now. 12 spots remaining for the beginner tier. Check this out underneath the video. Now, let's listen to this. This is the CEO of Circle. Very big company in crypto. Let's just play this for a second.
Jeremy, on legislation, crypto yesterday not mentioned in the president's inaugural address. We haven't seen any executive orders related to crypto yet. We did see some on immigration, trade, energy, TikTok. Are you concerned at all that given what we saw in the last 24 hours, this isn't necessarily as much of a priority for the president as many had thought?
Not at all. I expect to see executive orders and I expect to see key agenda items here. There's a lot to do, and I expect the Trump administration to continue to be in the limelight with a lot of action. And obviously, we're going to start seeing action from the regulatory agencies, action in Congress, and so I think you'll see that out of the White House as well.
Well, it's interesting. You have a few things going on at the same time. You have the Biden administration really going against congressional decision-making here when it came to Staff Accounting Bulletin number 121. Of course, that this would be addressing rules around accounting for the crypto industry. At Davos, it's been reported that you've been talking about how this might be one of the first things that is addressed. And if it is, what does it really unlock?
Well, I mean, I think it was in the policy platform for President Trump, and I know it's a major issue for industry and certainly within the broader Republican leadership. And so my expectation is that we will see that repealed, whether that's by executive order. I don't know the legality of how all these things are done, to be frank, but I do think that will be repealed. And just as you heard from the CEO of State Street, Ron O'Hanley, banks need this clarity and corporations need this clarity so they can hold crypto assets on their balance sheets and provide custody and do other things and not have it be punitive, which really SAB 121 has been punitive in many respects and is a huge headache for public companies. And so I think, making this all more capital markets friendly, custodian friendly, financial institution friendly is going to take place.
We know, too, that the bank said yesterday, we're very interested in helping with crypto, buying crypto for clients. We're interested in crypto in general, but we need regulation. And that's where we did see some help on that yesterday. We got the crypto SEC 2.0, where they're going to provide regulation. That was day one that happened. Also, Ross Ulbricht got freed. Gary Gensler's out of office. We're basically killing choke point 2.0. We need to protect self-custody, provide regulatory framework, which is coming, no CBDCs, and a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now, we do have BlackRock's Larry Fink kind of talk about that a little bit later, but we do have some wins in the meantime too. Tornado Cash sanctions dismissed by Texas court. The court decided Tornado Cash smart contracts do not constitute property and that the OFAC overstepped its congressional authority by sanctioning this protocol. This is a mixer, and I believe the founder of Tornado Cash is still in trouble for money laundering, but Tornado Cash itself, the sanctions were dismissed, which is awesome. We also have Trump kind of pointing out that we may have some more big investments. In total, before the end of my first full business day in Washington in the White House, we've already secured nearly $3 trillion of new investments in the U.S., and probably that's going to be more like 6 or 7 by the end of the week. Okay, I wonder what that looks like. I wonder if there's anything crypto related, but that indicates still there's more stuff coming up later this week. It's not like he's done issuing new policies, unveiling new investments or anything like that. This is just part of it. Keep in mind, again, Solana was considered an illegal securities offering by the SEC just a few weeks ago. Now Trump is literally dropping meme coins. I can't state that enough how crazy that is. The president, Donald Trump, is issuing cryptos. Again, this feels simulated, right? It feels fake. If you think that we're not going to see a Bitcoin strategic reserve after this, I think you're a little bit crazy. Like if the sitting president, I guess he wasn't sitting at the time, but if the president-elect can go make meme coins and post about them, he's basically a Twitter cole. If he can do that, we can see a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Let me play this for you. This is from Larry Fink, just today, like an hour ago.
If you're frightened of your debasement of your currency, or you're frightened of your economic or political stability of your country, you can have an internationally based instrument called Bitcoin that will overcome those local fears. And so I'm a big believer in the utilization of that as an instrument. And so if that becomes true, and you see that it could be a proper hedge against maybe hope security or equities. Yeah. The question is, could you see a 2 or 5% allocation? I was with a sovereign wealth fund during this week, and that was the conversation. Should we have a 2% allocation? Should we have a 5% allocation? If everybody adopted that conversation, it would be 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 for Bitcoin.
Well, does it also?
I'm not promoting it, by the way. So that is not my.
Okay, I mean, that's a $15 trillion asset manager CEO, right? Like, this is crazy times. I think he's talking about in the near future. If a couple nations started to do that, we would see 500, 600, 700,000. That's not even long term. That's not 10 years from now. That's like relatively soon, in my opinion, because there is just a massive draining of Bitcoin. I mean, just yesterday, we saw $802 million bought up by the ETFs, $3.75 billion in net inflows year to date. These ETFs are buying up a lot. BlackRock itself bought 6,240 Bitcoin yesterday. In just one day. We have MicroStrategy that never sells, and they bought 11,000 Bitcoin in the last week. And at the same time, we have the lowest amount of Bitcoin on exchanges in the last, 8 or 9 years. Of course, back then there were more Bitcoin coming on exchanges because there was a lot of mining and people selling. Now, there's just not enough. We continue to see a drain on supply. And not all this Bitcoin's up for sale either. You have to remember that. Like, some people just keep their Bitcoin on exchanges because they don't want to hold it themselves in self-custody. And maybe it's gone up a lot, so they don't want to sell it and put it in an ETF either. So some people just leave it on exchanges, so they're not even looking to sell it anytime soon. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I think we're in unprecedented times. Bitcoin's in at 103,000, 104,000. Yeah, I think we're sitting pretty well right now. I would not be worried personally about the market. I think obviously there's going to be volatility depending on if Trump enacts or signs an executive order for strategic Bitcoin reserve and what that timeline looks like. But personally, I think it's happening. It seems like everyone is pointing to it happening here very soon. And we have Trump's projects literally buying Bitcoin or wrapped Bitcoin. Some people want to say wrapped Bitcoin's not Bitcoin. Okay, but they're thinking about it as an investment, right? Trump's thinking about it as an investment, not necessarily a hedge, right? Or a way to take your Bitcoin and have self-sovereignty, right? That's not the point of this Bitcoin. It's already in a DeFi project. But that shows you that they are looking like they're very bullish on crypto. Not that you can already tell that. Trump said several times that they're going to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I think we're in a very good place. But if you want to trade this market, again, if you want to play some trades, I am using low leverage, 2 to 7x, depending on the position and depending on where we are in terms of a pullback. So definitely check this out underneath the video. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts as well. If you want some free money, you can check out the links underneath the video to Weeks, Blowfin, and BTCC. I'll see you all in the next one.